Much has changed in golf club design over the past 100 years. I feel putters show this best taking many different forms. If you hunt through antique stores like I have, you will find mostly bladed putters such as this one, as they are very common. They look very similar to an iron to most until you see how little loft they have. Other types are available such as mallet putters or center shafted ones such as Schenectady, but they are much less common. The loft of these putters is much higher than modern ones. This is due to greens being much slower, so a slight hop was helpful to get the ball rolling and not get caught up in the longer grass. Just remember that you still aren't invulnerable to this. Also remember that this makes the ball spring off the face much more, which can take some getting used to. Here's a couple clips of me using this putter made by Burke circa 1930 that I felt very confident with. In my opinion, the putter is really the only club where Hickory can sometimes be more useful than a modern putter. This is because the loft allows the user to hit from the fairway more consistently, as longer grass is where this putter is most at home. They should work well in recently aerated greens as well, or other slow greens. Here's this concept in action where I two-putted from a fairway, a shot that would have been much more difficult with a modern putter. This approach was actually so common back in the day that they designed a club specifically for it. This was called a putting cleek and is now obsolete. It's similar to other Hickory putters but has even more loft. I have one here made by Tom Stewart, which was likely assembled by the head pro at Petersburg Golf Club in Ontario in the 1920s. The dot stamped here shows that Tom Stewart himself inspected it for quality. This club also has a very short shaft, which suggests the original user likely used it in a way similar to a modern chipper. There's also a typo in the word cleek, which I thought was really neat, as I've never seen anything like this before. I guess Stewart didn't notice this when he inspected it for quality. Supposedly, another reason for the loft in these putters was to play a stymie. This was a rule where a player had to play around or over their opponent's ball if it were in the way. You could only mark the ball if it were within 6 inches of your opponent's ball. This rule was removed in 1952. However, I just don't see how you could feasibly chip over an opponent's ball accurately with only about 10 degrees aloft. I have tried and failed at this. I feel a niblick would be much better suited for this. The last club I want to show in this video is the Stanmore putter from Scotland that dates to around 1910. It's a ladies' club as signified by the L and features what is called a wry neck. This is the offset that can help the player make contact with the ball when the shaft is pointed directly at the ball itself. This offset is seen in the majority of modern putters. However, I've felt more comfortable with no offset at all, such as with my Burke putter here. Everyone has different preferences, so find out what works best for you when searching for a Hickory putter. In conclusion, the majority of Hickory putters you will likely come across will be bladed like the ones I showed in this video. They are less forgiving than modern putters, but can still be used effectively with some practice. I've noticed using more wrist helps instead of the normal pendulum stroke used mostly today. Hope you enjoyed this video in my mini-series, and I'll be back making more videos as the golf season is back in full swing. Thanks for watching.